About a year ago, I posted to my channel a video on the Govee Permanent Outdoor Lights where I went over the features, the install process, and gave a general first impression and review. Little did I know that that would become my most popular video posted on this channel as I'm recording this video right now. And given the fact it's been an entire year and I've had a ton of time to mess around with these lights during different holidays or events, using them for different types of effects, I figured it was about time that I did my 1 year later review of what I think of these lights and how the install is holding up after all that time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max, and let's get into it. So as I said, I posted a video a year ago going over everything that comes in this light kit, what I did for the install, and what my first impression was of these. So if you want that type of unboxing and review video, I'll link that up above now. Definitely check that out if you want a step-by-step guide to see how I got the setup that we're going to talk about today. But overall, I really just wanted to talk about how these held up and how they compare to some of the other lighting setups that I've reviewed since then. So first of all, this setup uses adhesive behind the lighting fixtures along with brackets every so often to keep the wire in place. And that's been pretty solid in my opinion. Now, in the first couple weeks, there were a couple sections where the adhesive wore out and I had to go back up on a ladder and put a bracket in, but I think that might have happened 3 times at the very beginning and then really didn't happen at all. Now, fast forward to probably around summer-ish time frame, I did have 2 other places that have dropped that I can show you now because I haven't gone back up on a ladder to fix those spots. The first one is pretty accessible. It's just on my soffit right above my front porch. I can get up on a ladder anytime and add another bracket to fix that. But the other one, on the other hand, is actually in the most inconvenient spot at the very top of my housing peak that I would have to put a ladder on top of the slanted roof of my porch to get to. It was the hardest part of the install, so to be completely honest, I'm not gonna be rushing to fix that, given the fact that the way you do fix these drops typically is rather than use another piece of 3M adhesive, is go up with one of the plastic brackets and screw it into place next to the bulb so that you have a firmer connection that isn't going to wear off over time. While I'll probably fix the one that's easily accessible for me, I'm probably gonna put off the one that has me going up on the roof for some time. But if we're being completely honest, that's pretty impressive. I've got an extremely long run, it's rained, it's snowed, we've had crazy windy weather, and the fact that after all that time and all those different element exposures, we only have 2 areas where the adhesive has worn out is a pretty good testament to how these are designed. So yeah, as far as the longevity of the install, 1 year later, 2 thumbs up in my opinion for Govee's design. Now moving on to effects and controls in the app, this is where I'm gonna say that my experience with other lighting apps really helps me make a good judgment call, and Govee's apps and animations and effects far exceed what the competition is capable of. I recently posted a video of a separate set of outdoor lights, which I really liked and are definitely cost effective, but they simply do not have the cool animations that I have available in the Govee app. Very much more basic in color transitions, whereas Govee actually has effects that are meant to mimic things like Santa on his sleigh, to mimic snowfall. They really do different things to have effects feel almost alive in the way that they are presented to you. And I think that's awesome. And given the fact that some of these more affordable permanent outdoor lights that I've seen online all utilize the same or similar apps as the other off-brand lights that I'm using, I will say if you want the best in class when it comes to animation, definitely consider spending the extra money and getting the Govee set. Another thing I'll say about the Govee set, which is not present in all other competitors' lights, is the fact that when you set them up, they do these 16-foot strands versus having one big long run. You don't know how much easier that makes the install process until you go and try to do an install that you're trailing 150 feet with and realize how difficult that is to do with that weight pulling down every time you're trying to mount a light with 3M adhesive. Their design really caters towards flexibility and really do your install section by section, but not just that, with those separate runs, you're able to do jump lines so that you don't have to have lines of lights in between your connections if you happen to be going from a top roof to a bottom roof. It's definitely something I utilized in my install when I did that a year ago, and something I greatly missed when I did the rest of my house in a different set of lights that I was asked to review. So if it wasn't obvious, my 1 year review for Govee is yes, they are still 100% worth it. I think if you're paying out of pocket for these lights, the up to $100-ish you might be paying more than getting some other brand on Amazon is definitely worth the flexibility you have with install, with lighting, and with the quality of the hardware that you're gonna be using to install it. I found it to be a lot easier to install these lights than other lights that I've installed in my house. So to me, it's definitely worth the splurge. And yes, while it's a pain that I do have to fix 2 spots that drop down a little bit, if you think about the fact that I have 150 feet of lights out there and only 2 adhesives wore out, that's pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, that's my year in review. Again, if you're interested in the Govee Permanent Lights install or with the other brand that I installed on this channel, I will link both those videos in the description below. That's all I had to talk about today. If you did like this content and you want to see more, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.